Welcome to the What's Next podcast, only on Spotify and YouTube.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Excited to jump into another deep dive today. And today we're going international.
Ooh.
We're heading over to Germany.
All right.
We're going to be talking about German MMA.
Very cool.
And specifically, the career of an MMA fighter named Christian Jungwirth.
Okay.
Now, we got an interview with Jungwirth.
All right.
And what makes this one really interesting is that this is not your typical young guy coming up in the MMA world.
Right.
Jungwirth didn't really start fighting professionally until he was 30.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's a little bit later than most.
A little bit later, yeah. And so it's really interesting to kind of hear how he's been able to be so successful in just a 7-year career.
Yeah, in such a short amount of time, too.
Yeah.
That's great.
So one of the things that he talked about in this interview was this fight that he had.
Okay.
And he's very open about kind of, the ups and downs of his journey. And he talked about this fight where he made the decision to go down a weight class.
Okay.
To fight, at a lower weight class, which is something that's pretty common in MMA.
Right.
Guys try to, get that advantage over their opponent and fight someone a little bit smaller.
Of course.
But he actually talked about how that kind of backfired a little bit.
Oh, really?
So, how did he talk about that experience?
So he said that going down a weight class, it's kind of a calculated risk, right? It can pay off. But in this specific fight, he said it made him feel weaker and slower than he normally is. And he actually attributed that to the loss.
Wow.
But what's great about it is he doesn't view it as this devastating defeat.
Oh.
He said it was a very, very valuable lesson.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So he learned that strategy is one thing, but it's just as important to know your body and its limits.
Right.
And because of that, he actually completely changed his training regimen.
Oh, wow.
So now he focuses on maintaining his strength, even when he's cutting weight.
Okay. So he took that loss and he's turning it into a positive.
Exactly.
Yeah, using it to get better.
Yeah, just adapting and, kind of overcoming that obstacle.
It's almost like even outside of MMA.
Right.
That's a good lesson for anybody.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting because, he starts at 30.
Right.
So he's getting up there in age for an MMA fighter. And he's kind of building something that's going to last beyond his fighting career.
Exactly. And it's such an inspiring message because it shows that hard work, even if it comes later in life, it can still lead to incredible success.
Absolutely. And so speaking of looking forward, one of the things that came up in this interview was, a rematch with Christian Eckerlin.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
And he seems really confident about it.
Oh, yeah, he was extremely confident.
Yeah, what did he say?
He straight up said, I would say 100% will win the rematch.
Wow.
He didn't hold back.
So no hesitation at all.
No, he's ready for it.
And the first fight was really close, right?
Yeah, it was a really close fight.
So this is a rematch that a lot of people are looking forward to.
Absolutely.
And, he's also got this big event coming up on March 8th in Stuttgart.
Right, that's right.
And we don't know who his opponent is yet.
No, they haven't announced it yet.
So that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, who's he going to face?
And how is he going to prepare?
Exactly. It just adds another layer of anticipation to his whole journey.
It really does.
And this is a guy who clearly knows how to keep people engaged.
Yeah, he's got that momentum going.
He does.
And one last thing that I really wanted to touch on.
Okay.
He talked about his fans and he had a message for them. And it's really simple, but it's so powerful.
What's that?
He said, never give up, pursue your dreams, and work consistently.
It's so cliche, but
I know it sounds cliche, but it's he's living proof.
Yeah, it's not just a motivational poster. This is his life.
This is what he's done.
And it's working.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that, anybody listening to this can take away.
Sure.
It's never too late to start. He's 37 now.
All right.
He's still going strong.
And he's still got a lot left in the tank, I think.
Absolutely. And so, I guess what I want to leave people with, what dreams are you putting off? What steps can you take today?
Right.
To start moving towards those dreams?
Don't let age be a barrier.
Exactly.
Jungwirth is proof that you can achieve anything.
Yeah.
If you set your mind to it and you work hard.
I think that's a perfect place to end it.
I agree.
So thanks for joining us for another deep dive. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Thanks for watching to our podcast. Don't forget to subscribe. What's next?